Ko ke hufanga pe I he talafata ka tuku'aho se noa whaki kai ata ke o po ke whainga maari ko ni ke whaangoa atu mo whaangoa atu e tau whamawhola o e whiawhini me he senta whaakonvesi ko ia whaonelua I loto nuku alofa e whiawhpule lulu ko ni kono ahau ko fulu maavalo a kosi ko e o wau mo e polokalama ki hono whakawhailoaki o e ngā au e whakawhaituu ki hono whakalakalaka I ko ia o e Kava pe ko e launch of the Regional Kava Development Strategy ua noa ua whaia I he tau pesi Facebook I he ata moiongo Tonga Broadcasting Live Streaming ka pehe fuki ki e uia outwhereni te ko reti o Tonga uluaki mo e ua mei nukalofa Amanaki foki ke kamata ai he o mau inga koe ni o e whiawhini I he taimi hoko ko ia ai nima o e whiawhini I ngahi lau minitsi me keni hulu atu ai hoko mona whakanofa ma ko ia o e polokalama mo e o wau whawhailoa ki ko ia whakalakalaka I o Kava he whiawhini e kamata aki ai lotu kamata ai e tataki ia e whaiwhekau moteki ai tāuwha ko e rea taritari ai e mea I a lot fohe ko e minister o e potunga o e ngowe vau akau mo e mea tokoni ko e rea taritari ai e mea e sekretari ko e ni seniare o e whakatahaanga o e forum e kautaki ko e Pasifiki pia mo e Palestini malolo foki ni o Nauru ko Baron Wanga ko e tō e koloa o e he whiawhini me he whawhewhalangilangi o e whiawhini ka ko e tahina princesi Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho he hoko atulewa ki ha whaiva ai aka whaiva ko e ni ko e Milolua me he kulupu whaiva a kanoku poluia ka hiria e hoko atulewa ki he whaia e ale rea mo e talanoa a ki nau tolu nau kau mai ki he whiawhini e kau whaafafonga me he ngā he whanua koe ni o Pasifiki una rotonga e nuku alofani ki he whakataha ono ni mga fulu mātolu koe ni e forum e kautaki o e Pasifiki ke whai hano oko ha ngā hi whakakaukau kai pehe ki ha ngai whotutu ngā ue ki hono whakalakalaka I ko ia o e Kava pia e kau te peki ai mo e potu ngā ue ko ia e puranga e ne awhio I he alerea ko ni pe ko e panel discussion ko ia o e whiawhini ai ko e tau mua fokia o e polokalama mo e o au mahu inga ko ia ni o e whiawhini ia mei he senta whakakonvesi o ko ia o wha o ne lua I nuku alofa ko e Kava foki ko e tahai ngai koloa tuku'aho whawhanua mahu inga a Tonga ia e ne kaunga tono ki ho tau historia mo tau tala whawhanua e kai ke ngata pe ai kai kau te peki ai mo tau ngahi whanua kaunga api kehe ko ia I he Pasifiki ai ko e o iloa foki ai Tonga ni ko e Kava pe he foki ke otomotu Marquesas ko Hawaii o iloa ai ko e Awa ko Haamoa o iloa ai ko e Ava ko ngai whanua ko ia Micronesia u iloa ia ai ko Seka pe ko Sakau ko Vanuatu ko Maloki pe mo ngahi hingoa me ngahi lea kehe pe o ku iloa aki ai Kava I he kotoa pe o e Pasifiki pe ko e kono mahu inga ni o ku whai ai a hono halerea mo hono talanoa I he whiawhini I he polokalama koe ni ki ha whainga whaunga e malawa ke whakalakalaka ia e Kava pia moha ngai whainga maari e lawa hu atua e Kava ki he ngahi maketi kai ke ngata pehe whakaloto whanua kai pehe ki he whakawheituu pia pehe whoki ki he ngahi maketi whakamaman lahi ke hu mai ai ha tokoni pe ko ha mau anga paanga ia ki ngahi whanua koe ni o e Pasifiki o kau ai foki mo Tongani kau anga maheni pe foki tokolahi au pito e tau kau ngou e Kava I o tau whanuani ai a ko whai hono tō pe foki hono teu pe a toki uta atu ia ki tu apure anga e ko lahi taha foki ngahi maketi ko i whakatau moa ki tu apure anga ko tau ngahi ka inga pe ko ia unau takawaha pe kuna au no foki ngai whanua mori tau te whito ni ki New Zealand pe he foki ki Australia Angelika po ngahi whanua kehe ka koe polokalama koe ia o e whiawhini e kauai ai asenita koe ni i hano wakai pe ko hano kumi hangai whainga maari ke malawa ke hua tuki ai ai Kava he ngai maketi koe ia tu apureanga ka e pehe foki ki he ngai whainga maari e kehe o toi aonga ki ai Kava ai a koe tawhaki whoko e ni o ku whekau aki e pia mo e whaitoo medicine ka pehe whoki ki hono whou pe ko hono hui ko ia e whaitoo i loa koe koe pharmacology ai a ku lahi apito e ngahi kautaha me ngahi sino whamaman lahi e malai koe ni e whaitoo mo e whaitoo whakatotolo ko ia ki he whaitoo kua nauhanga o tuku mai e nau ai ola e nau ngahi whakatotolo whekau aki mo e aonga koe ni o e Kava. I he taimta tau pe ko e konga lahi kau whakawhi ko nau mea i heni i he wharewhataha anga whakakon mea si e koe ni o whaone lua pe whaki ki he whaafe whalanglangi ko ne mea i heni e koe tahina princesi Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho. Ko e egg minister o e kabineti o lave i atu ko toka tā viriami waske Latu egg minister ki Potunga o whakatau aki pia mo e langa whakalakalaka whaka-ekonomika o egg minister ki Potunga o paanga ko Teofilosi Tuiweti o ne mea i heni pe he whoki ki a kinautolo e kau whaafi kehe pe me he ngahi kulupu whekau aki mo e ngahi waa mo e ngahi sino whengau e aki pe he whoki mo kinautolo me he kau whaafonga me ngahi Potunga o ai ngai pure anga ke kehe ngai whanua koe ni o Pasifiki o nau i loto heni i he senta whaone lua i he lolotonga nia panga maria mo koe ni ke toe whaangoa tu mo toe hulu atu hoko koe ia mana whanofanofa mai polokalama e whiawhini ka mata aki ai lotu taritari opening prayer tataki e whaiwhekau motiki ai tāwha koe rea taritari e mea ia e egg minister o e Potunga o ngowe wā akau mo e mea tokoni ka Lord Fohe ko e rea taritari me sekaritari seniare ko ia e whakataanga e kautake ngai whanua e Pasifiki pia mo e Palestini malolo o Nauru ko Baron Wanga ko e whaiva aia ko e Milolua ini me he kulupu whaiva kanoko polu pe ka hiri e hoko atu rewa ki he konga mahu inga ko ia o e polokalama o e whiawhini ko e arerea mo tala noa. Whereingi aki e whakakaukau mo whepopou aki panel discussions ki he ngahi whotutu ngā aue, ngahi palani ki hono whakalakalaka i ko ia o e Kava. Regional Kava Development Strategy ua noa ua whaia. Aia koe konga pe whokieni ai ka veinga whai ono toka ngai kina i he whatahalai koe ni ono ni mga whulu mātolu ai ni kulorotonga whakahoko mai koe ia ki he kolohawe o tu whereni te ki nu walofani ai ana kamata whokia me he aho moni te pero e fiafi ageni hono tolu koe ia o e whakatahaanga hono ni mga whulu mātolu lai be whoki pe moe ngahi ka veinga ke he whai a hono whakatoka ngai pe mo hono toka ngai kina hange pe koia na tau kau kotoa i hono hufi koia o e whatahaanga i he pongpongi moni te kawai ai langa whakalakalaka tuuloa sustainable development pe he whoki ki he hao moe malu koe ni a wheitu koia e Pasifiki pe koe regional security mahino pe whoki ka venga koe ni o e wheriuri waki koia ai ea o taha whoki ni ka venga o ku tokangai kina au pito i he Pasifiki unga ko e Pasifiki me me ke ne fua kanonga tāmaki koe ni a wheriuri waki koe ea ko ngā whoki koe whanki i whanua pa koe whanki i motu wiki koe ni i he oseni lahi taha koe ni o e māma nika koe oseni Pasifiki taha whoki ngai wasia koe a wheriuri waki a ea koe ni alu koe ke toe maalunga nge ai whukahi tahi pe koe revolo koe a tahi ai o nehangai o mau i pe au hiai ai mata whanga pe koe mata whanua coastline ange koe aho aneawhi kai pe whoki ki aho monite na e mea a ahi atua ia sekretari seniare koe ni a kautaha pure anga whatataha koe ni a mamani ka koe tangata whokia ni mei Potukari ko Antonio Guterres kene mea tono ki he ngahi wasia koe ni o kuha me he whiriwiri waki ko ia ea mo maalunga ko ia whukahitahi ki he whakahahake ko ia tonga tapu e a monite pe ko aneafi ki mui whanua pe mo lausi I ki hifo ai ko taha pe ni ngahi ka veinga ko ia kuwhai ai ano tokanga I ko ia whakataha mo ngahi ka veinga ke ko e aini I he whiawhini ko e mahu inga ko ia o e Kava. Ko e Kava foki I hono whakapiritania ko e kau pe ia ki he whaamiri ko ia pe ko e whaahinga o e pepa pe ko e pepper plant a Kava a kau ko ni ko e Kava pe ko hono hingoa whakapotani pe ko hono hingoa whakasaya nisi ko e Piper methysticum a hingoa whakasaya nisi ko ni o e Kava ai a ko e taupehe pe ko e Kava ko e tahaia ai konga mahu inga opito I tau whanua tau whakawhea ngai pe whoki ki he Kava ko e whanua ia ko lo au mo e whanua pe au kuia ini kaunga tonu ki he tau historia mo tau tala whakawhanua ia mo e ngahi o wau mahu inga opito I tau whanua ni I he ki he anga ko ia nofo a ka ai ngā mo hono whakanofo e ngahi tuunga mo e ngahi lakanga I he ngahi funga waka kehe o society e nofo ko ia e ka ai ngā Tonga o kuwhelawe I tonu ai Kava ki ai pe ko e whiawhinia ko whatahataha mai ai ki nau tolu me he ngai whanua ko ni o Pasifiki me ngai Tuku'aho e ko i o whikau aki mo e ngowe pe pe he whoki ki he tau kau whawhonga pe tau tolu heni me he tau Tuku'aho e ngowe wau akau mo mea toko ni whakaloto whanua ke whai ai whawhola e whala he whiawhini kai whai ha whipaupo aki mo tala noa mo haale rea ki hono whakalakalaka I ko ni o Kava pea mohono lerei whakakatoa whakaluku fua ko ia ke inasi ko toa ai ngahi whanua ko ni o Pasifiki pea kaua tai pe whoki ki ai mo tongani kumi moha ngahi maketi ke malawa ke utatu ki ai Kava mo ngahi whainga maari whakakomesia ke he ngahi commercial potential ke he malawa ke ave ki ai Kava ko ha whainga maari e ia mo ha paanga hu mai ke inasi ai whanua he koe Kava whoki o ku ihe Pasifiki ko toa ia kai ke ngata pe ia tau tolu he ni porinsia kai pe he whoki ke o tau kainga mei melansia pe mo tau kainga ko ia mei Micronesia ko ia ku tau ka whataha whoki I he ata moiongo I he whamawhola o e whiawhini e tau pe si Facebook ko e Tonga Broadcasting live streaming kai o maa whoki ai uia o tūrenite reti o Tonga uaki pe mo e reti o Tonga uaia au take atu ki e ngahi tapa kotoa o Tonga ngahi loto whare kotoa pe o tūrenite tali le rei mo ki motono mo mea mai pe me he ope ngai whanua ke he o tumurina pea mo tuapure anga whoki I he ngahi ta o koe ni ki moini mai ko whai ahono whakamooni mo no whakatokanga I whakamaman lahi ai ngahi lelei pe koe aonga ko ia o Kava ki he ngahi whaito'o ki ngahi whakoutua ni ihi o kauai e ngahi ola e whakatotolo na whahoko e kautaha mo ui ko ia mamani World Health Organization pe ko WHO ai ngahi nau o Kava I loa ko e Kava lectons ai ko tahai ni ngahi nau pe ko properties pe ko ingredient ni I he Kava o ku malawa I a fo'u aki ai whai to'o ki he whainga whakautua I loa ko ia ko anxiety pe ko whainga whakautua ni whakau aki mo e anga ko ia tōonga pe ko ongo ko ia ai tangata ai ko ongo I iri whia nai pe ko pupu tu pe ko hiri ko ni ngai whakatotolo ko ni o mau ai nau ko ni o Kava malama whau ake ngai whaito ko ni ki he anxiety pe ko ola ngai whakatotolo ko ia ne tuku mai e he kautaha mo ko ia mamani i he taua whe mātolu taim tatau pe o pe he o ku kono mau whakafuafua ko ia Kava o ku lelei pe ia ki he mo ui pe ka ki fu ia hane fu wesia fe ki he tangata ka kono mau ko ia fu ova pe tau pe he kono mau ko ia fu totua e iai ene wesia ki he mo ui ka tau te fito eni ki he ate hufanga e whatapu ai Kava ka koe no whaloku fuamo no whakatoa o me ke lahi ange a ene wesia lelei pe ki he mo ui pe mesina ko ia tangata i hano mau whakafuafua pe o Kava pe koe tau mua ia o wau me tolu kalama mahuinga ko ia whiawhini po tau whakamua nge pe mo tau tala monu e malawa ke whai ha whelotoi pe ko ha loto taha i he arerea mo tala noa ko ia e whiawhini panel discussions ke malawa o ai ha tutu uni au whanga tuku hiri a e whiawhini tau pe ko ha resolution me whao ni luan he whiawhini ai loto taha ko ni e ka whafafonga me he ngai whanua koe ni a Pasifiki whakataha mo ki tau tōru i Tongani ki he whaunga pe koe tuunga pe koe strategy koe ni ki hono whakalakalaka i koe ni o e tau kolo a tuku whakaholo koe ia koe Kava e kai ngata pe i Tongani kai pe he whoki ko tau ngau ka ngā api heni Polynesia, Micronesia pe a mo Melannesia whoki hange koe koe ngahi lea pe koe ngai hingoa ko ia ku iloa ake Kava ko Tongani mo o tumotu koe Marquesas o iloa pe ia koe Kava ai ku tatau e rea e tau ngawa e koe Tongani pe mo e rea ko ia ngau aki i o tumotu koe Marquesas koe Kava ko Hawaii u iloa ia i koe Awa Hawaii ko tau kai ngā Hamoa pe ko Hamoa u iloa ia koe Awa i Hamoa ko Micronesia ngai whanua ko ia Micronesia u iloa ia i ko Seka pe ko Sakau pe ko New Heperiti ko Vanuatu whokieni ka na iloa i ki mua ko New Heperiti e taim ko ia na i ki nofo he malo ko ia pure whakakolonia a Britania mo Falanse o ku iloa ia i Vanuatu ko Maloku i Vanuatu pe au pe me ngai ngoa me ngai terminologia ke o iloa aki ai Kava pepper plant pe kono hingoa whakasai nisi ko Piper methisticum i ngai whanua ke i he Pasifiki o ku ebe ke taimini i he kau whaongona ku ai Kava Hawaii i Tongani ka koe motuani te ke o mamata ki he Kava Hawaii pe ke malawa o whai hawa kai ke pe kono whakatoka ngai pe mo e Kava ko ia o kuto pe mo tupu ko ia i Tongani ia ko Hawaii i whoki ko e tumu ia ki olunga ki e toke lau o e tapatolu ko ia o Polynesia pe ko e Polynesian Triangle ko Hawaii ki olunga ki e toke lau ko Aotearoa pe kono usila ki lalo ki e Saute pe ko Rapa Nui rewa pe koe whanua koe ko Easter Island ki he whakahahake ai koe ngahi ngata anga eni o tapatolu ko ia o Polynesia pe koe Polynesian Triangle ai koe Pasifiki whoko biai ai ngahi wheitu lalahi ai e tolu ai ko Micronesia ko Polynesia ai ni kau ki ai ki tau tolu pe he whoki ki Melannesia ai kau ki ai a Solomon ko Vanuatu ko Fiji mai whanua ko ia ai koe tangata kaiwai ko ia me Falanse i he senturita hiva ko tu Montuvele ko ia na hanga o fuafua o mai ko ia ai ngahi lea tolu ko ni ke whakawhai ke he i aki ai ngahi wheitu ke e tolu ko i he Pasifiki aki ai ngai kehe I whotunga ko ia mo lano o whangai whakatapu o kakai ko ni I ngai whitu kehe ko ni tolu I Pasifiki Porensia Melansia pe mo Melanesia kaya ko tangata kai vai fuku ia atu montu vere ko ia me Francais na ne fuafuanga ko ia whakahingoa ngai whitu kehe tolu ko ni o Pasifiki ai ne toki ha fuki ki mui kana e pe ka kai vai ne na I mo mai ai Kawaya warisi ko e peri mo Tasmani me Holani pe foke kia so teni more mea mahino pe foke a Captain Kukia ku iloa pe te fuongo pe te foke a kuki he ko ia na ne hanga o fahingoa o tu Tonga ko o tu motu wanga ofa o iloa aki Tonga I Mamani ko the Friendly Islands o a mai ko ia ki he ahoni. Taim tatau pe tau ke whatatari pe ki he kakato mai ko ia ka whaafe o ki nau tolu ko ia kuna o kaunga tonu ki he o wau mo polo kalama mahu inga ko ia o e whiawhini ko e wanawana ki atu pe I he ngalu ea pe he fuki ki he ongo mo ata I he tau live streaming Tonga podcasting and live streaming na kau tāmea na tuku me pe ngā he whasi o e whiawhini o taritari mai aki a kau whaafe o e whiawhini ko ngā he hiwa kakala lelei whakatonga au piti pēna o ngā he ongo to tonu o e oto wherenite ia me he tau kau tāmea I he e whiawhini ia. Tau kei whangongo pe poki eni mo kei whatatari ki he polo kalama ke moeo au ke kamata I he e whiawhinia. Hange pe koia tatau pe mo ngahi o wau mo ngahi polo kalama ke he koia o ahoni kai pe ngata he ahoni ka ko ane afi mo aho koia ne kamata mai e whatahaanga hano ne mga fulu mātolu e hamoni te. Nei pe ngahi polo kalama mo ngahi konga lahi polo kalama ne vai pe ki wheunoaki taimi ko ia ku totonu ke kamata ai o whakatatau ki he ngahi polo kalama koe ni ko pāki mo tufaki mai e ki nau tolo ko ia ngā whotutu ngahi polo kalama ko ia pe foki he ko whemo e kina au pito pe ko wiki whemo e kina pe nia e polo whani hi ko ia ne kamata mai ko ia mehe ahomoni te ki aniafi o e ahoni pia au ko I he tūku I tatau pe mo ia programa ko ia o e whiawhini. Lawe ia to e tare kita pe ko CEO ko ia pe ngau e ngoue to pe tāwiri a mi manu o I heni mo ia I e whiawhini whai talanoa whiawhia mo kinau tolu kau whawhawhonga mo kau whawhatongia me ngai potunga au e tatau mai potunga au ko ia ngoue me ngai whanua kau ngā api me ko e whawhawhonga me fisi pe whuki Papua Kini ko e ngai whanua hange ko haa moa me ngā whuki ko kaweinga ko ia o e whiawhini mono talanoa I koe ni o e koloa mahu inga koe ni ko e Kava I o tau whanuane pe mo ngai whanua kehe pe o e Pasifiki ia ko e whaiha harerea o ha talanoa whipaupauaki ia whainga whaunga e malawa ke te whalapalaka ai Kava. Toi o hake ki olonga a hono tuunga mahu i ngā mohono aonga ki hanga hei whainga maari e whakakomesiare ki he wheitu uni e Pasifiki ki ha māketi ai pe ko ha toi māketi toi lahi angi i tu apure anga ke ko hawa koe sioaki ki ha monu pe ko ha paanga humai ki he ngai whanua o kawai pe mo Tonga nia. A very good evening, Tonga, and good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you to our live broadcast from the Milolua Convention Centre here in the heart of Nuku'alofa, capital of the Kingdom of Tonga, of the program for this Wednesday evening, the 28th of August 2024. It's the official launch of the Regional Kava Development Strategy 2024.
Honourable leaders and representatives of the forum member countries, ambassadors, and I here acknowledge the EU ambassador, Ambassador Barbara Plinkett, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of the crop agencies and civil society, private sector, ladies and gentlemen, friends. For the purposes of our live streaming today, we will continue in the English language. It gives us great pleasure to welcome Your Royal Highness as our keynote speaker and chief guest for the launching of this regional Kava development strategy 2024-2028. Before we begin with the formalities, I would like to invite Reverend Motekiai Taufa to bless this afternoon's event with a word of prayer.
Tapuki a fia tua mafmafia tau Latu Tonga. Tapuki e tahine princessi. Princessi Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho. Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me. Our devotions will be using the Pacific heavenly language, which is the Tongan, to lead us in our devotions this afternoon. May we all rise and let us sing together to the glory of God of opening hymn for this afternoon. Hymn tātā whā mō kata kia mea hake ke tau hiwa. Eiki koe ofa au koe moana lo loto. E ngalo hifo ki ai e ku ngahi anga hia. E kua ufi ufi e ku kovi ko toa pē.
Ufi, ufi.
I e vai hoku sino pe a vai mo loto. E popo e taulani hoku lau maari e hori. Pea o ngoi o ilo ai ofa taingata. Whai tamai, pe mo alo, pe mo e lau maari e maani oni. Amen. Ai tāpu ha. Io ai tāpu ha o hua whae a tonai Sihova ela ha. Ai awhiona ku whekalanga i kei ai selupi mi pe mo e se la thimi. Maoni oni. Io ku maoni oni a Sihova ko o tua e ngai kautau. O kwhona he vani bea mo mamani i hono nauna. Whafta ia e uri mo ta whoe e whatongi a tauhi. Ko tāke kina e ag mautolu i halang whanonga e maoni oni. Ia whakoloa ag mautolu a kia hokere si. E bea e whafta i e loto honga ia. I maoni oni a ho tataki. Ko mau au sia ia e theitu la a koe. Ko mau katoa. I e panga i e hoa ko eni. Ke whamonu e whakakoloa ko whai maka mautolu i e tau i wahanga tai. O ku whai i he otumotu Pasifiki. O e mau whakatahaia e o tua ke mau whewai ake o wheinas ake i hokere si. Ma bea e mau whekaukau aki i hono tokanga i kina a hau whatupu. Ke whakoloa ai ake nau tolu. Kua tuku ke whai a hono tauhia. Whafta. E laumari e le rei bea ho mau hau king tupo wono kai mai tahine kuini. Kuina naspau Tuku'aho pe mai whare hamo e ofa. Whafta e whakoloa e whiafku eni. Mea mai aia e tahine princessi, Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho. Koe whungani ua ia o e te fia i he maalari o e fiasko e. O mau katoa ki whaone lua. I he unga ngā ue ko ke whai ke mau ngahi mo ue. Ke whanongo ki ho le o pe moho mau tataki. Pe whakatonu ki ai aho mau ngahi whatongia. Heavenly Father, we have gathered here today as the guardians of the Pacific Ocean, a place where we can save from any storm, a place that we can call home. Through our diversity, we discover that Kava, whom we know as Vanua or Whenua or Fonua, is the only way and place that we can tala noa and share wisdoms with each others and the generations to come. It can be the platform that can enable us to share the resources and the richness of our islands. Bless the Kava development strategy that's set before us. Let it be the chart that can enable us to navigate these islands and share its resources to make sure that no one left behind. Koe ana ua ia. Mai tūkunga ho mauloto i he whatongia tauhi kua whaikai ho mauiwi. Au mau whawhea ho lau maari e maani oni. Hare mai lau maria maan on. Whakoloa agak mautolo hau kerisi. Whakatoa ai misda me ana ua. Kua whotu I he fiafko e. Mau kore ko toi ngahi me ani. E huafa monu iho alo ko sisukala isi. Kako mau eiki. Amen.
Your Royal Highness, Excellencies, Honourable Leaders, and ladies and gentlemen, it is my honour to welcome the co-host of this launching, the Honourable Dr. Williame Latu, Minister for Trade and Economic Development for Tonga, to give us the welcoming remarks.
Tapa mai afia o tua I tau loto Tonga. Tapa mai hae whanua tamaka tupo wono. Tapa ki tahine kuini na spau Tuku'aho. Whatapu ki he tampini skalauni. Tupo toa ukalala pehe ki whare haa moi ofo. Whatapu ki tahine whakalangi o aho Princesi Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho. Whatapu ki he hau ekministaa kalauni. Whatapu ati ke kau whafonga tipilome tika pia mei muri, ngai hoa ngāwe, ka pehe ki aki mautolko tau peku tau heni, ke whakailonga I hono hifo aki, ai hala whanonga ki he whakakalaka o I Kava I he Pasifiki. Pia whangofo mai mo e motuani, ke whakahako ki whakahako ni he rea whakapilitania. Your Royal Highness, Princess Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho, Honourable Ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, representatives of foreign island member countries, representatives of development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Maloi lelei and warm welcome to you all. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today on this significant occasion as we cater to launch the regional Kava development strategy here in the heart of the Kingdom of Tonga. This strategy is more than such a document. It is a collective vision, a roadmap that reflects our shared commitment to harnessing the full potential of Kava, an integral part of our social, cultural, and economic identity. Kava has long been more than a mere commodity in our islands. It is a symbol of our heritage and tradition, a means of bringing people together, and a product that connects us not only to our ancestors, but also to one another across the huge Pacific Ocean. However, with the rapid changes in global markets and increasing demand, it is imperative that we approach Kava and its development with a strategic mindset, one that ensures sustainability, quality, and equitable access for all stakeholders. Kava, a word originating from the Tongan language, holds a deep and enduring significance both within Tonga and across the Pacific Islands. In Tongan culture, Kava is vital to our everyday lives. A plant in the traditional beverage made from its root, which has long been a cornerstone of social and ceremonial life. Recognizing its profound cultural importance, Tonga generously gifts the word Kava to the broader Pacific region, ensuring that its significance as both a cultural symbol and vital plant is preserved and respected. This act of sharing the name underscores the collective heritage of the Pacific nations, reinforcing the idea that Kava is not just only a commodity, but a sacred tradition that binds communities together. As we continue to develop the commercial opportunities surrounding Kava, the shared term serves as a reminder of the plant's roots in cultural practices that honor peace, unity, and respect. The original use of the word Kava ensures that even as we explore the new markets and economic possibilities, we remain connected to the deep cultural heritage that Kava represents. The original Kava development strategy, which we are launching today, embodies these principles. It aims to standardize quality across the region, ensuring that our Kava meets the highest international standards. It seeks to enhance market access, not just within our region, but globally, so that the economic benefits of Kava can reach even the most remote farming communities. Importantly, it also promotes sustainable practices that safeguard our environment and preserve the resources that future generations will depend on. These objectives are directly aligned with the goals set forth in our Ministry Corporate Plan for 2021-2023, which underscores the importance of creating an enabling business environment that is conducive to inclusive, sustainable, and resilient economic growth. Our focus on building the productive capacity of local businesses, particularly through targeted support for local producers and exporters, is pivotal for the Kava industry. By providing export supply chain support, we are ensuring that our Kava farmers are well equipped to meet the demands of the international markets. Furthermore, our corporate plan emphasizes the development and implementation of strategies to improve market access and promote foreign investment, both of which are critical components of the original Kava development strategy. Through closer and more effective public-private partnership, we are fostering a cooperative environment that supports economic growth and the sustainable development of the Kava industry. The strategy aligns closely with the goals of our Kingdom of Tonga Sustainable Development Plan number 2, which emphasizes the importance of sustainable economic growth, the preservation of our natural resources, and the empowerment of our people. The regional Kava development strategy is a practical example of how we can achieve these goals by working together as a region, leveraging our collective strengths and honoring our cultural heritage. As we embark on this journey, I wish to extend my deepest gratitude to all the stakeholders who have contributed to the development of this strategy: our farmers, industry experts, policymakers, development partners, and community leaders. Your dedication and cooperation have been instrumental in shaping a future where Kava tribe both as a cultural treasure and as a cornerstone of our regional economy. Let this launch be the beginning of a new chapter in the history of Kava, where tradition meets innovation and where our united efforts lead to shared prosperity for all Pacific nations. Malo abit, I thank you.
Thank you very much to the Honourable Minister for Trade and Economic Development for the Kingdom of Tonga for your welcoming remarks. And it is indeed an important occasion that we have here to align both culture, innovation, technology with a produce and a product that we all know that is a Pacific product. At this time, we would like to take the opportunity here to welcome our Secretary General, His Excellency Mr. Baron Wanga. Your Excellency, welcome. You have come in on time, right at the right time to come and give us your welcoming remarks. I please, if we can put our hands together for the Secretary General, the Pacific Islands Forum, His Excellency Mr. Baron Wanga, to provide you remarks on this particularly important event for the development of the Kava sector.
Her Royal Highness Prince Tuku'aho, honourable leaders, representatives of the Pacific Forum, senior officials, representatives of the private sector, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great honour to address you today as we gather to launch the Kava strategy. I take this opportunity to warmly acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, Her Royal Highness Princess Tuku'aho, representing the cultural significance the Kingdom of Tonga places on Kava. I wish to also express my gratitude to the government of Tonga, who have graciously collaborated in hosting the launch of the Regional Kava Declaration Development Strategy. It has been a significant journey to this day. Our collective, concerted efforts have resulted in a regional strategy, one that we see will continue to position Kava globally and at the same time transform our economic development. The 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent provides us the opportunity to shape our future through the thematic area of resources and economic development. Kava can bring economic benefits to farmers and communities in the Pacific. Our experience with Kava demonstrates the benefit of developing our rich resources, and that through a united approach with one voice, one position, we are able to overcome the various challenges. This is especially true for the more than 21,000 Kava farmers in Fiji, more than 30,000 in Vanuatu, and 30% of exports for Tonga. By supporting our other Kava producing countries in the region, such as Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Solomons, the FSM, we will see similar trends in the not-too-distant future. Before I conclude these remarks, let me commend our key stakeholders in anchoring the critical principles of strategy on our Pacific culture, heritage, and traditions, sustainable development, and the Pacific Way. I wish to also acknowledge Vanuatu and Fiji, as well as members of the Forum Kava Working Group, for their leadership and oversight provided in the development of this strategy. In particular, I wish to thank our development partners, EU, PIF, Spirit Project, the EU ITC Business Friendly Project, Australia, New Zealand, Pharma Plus, and Work Intellectual Property Organization, as well as SPC, for your invaluable support and assurance. We look forward to the continued support from our region's development partners and technical agencies in the implementation of the strategy. Te bakar malo.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Baron Wanga, for those remarks. I do hope that you and I will share another few bowls of kava like we've done so many years before at so many occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, I had omitted to tell you that the program, together with the document and the strategy, is in the QR code. And so if you want to have a copy of the strategy, I invite you just to scan the QR code. I think they are on the walls around us. At this point in time, I would like to give the opportunity, Your Excellencies, Honorable Leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite our chief guest, Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho, to provide the keynote address. Please put your hands together for our princess.
Koe kolo ato I proklama mo yo mo I ngai fiafin me whawhalangi taine princesi Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho.
I humbly acknowledge the presence of the Almighty God in our midst. My deepest respect to His Majesty, King Tuku'aho VI, and Her Majesty Queen Nanasipa'o of Tonga. Reverend Mutekiai Ta'aufa and clergymen, Minister of Agriculture, Food and Forests, Lord Fohe and nobles of the realm, heads of states and governments of the Pacific Islands Forum, esteemed leaders, Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum, Mr. Baron Waka, Your Excellencies, valued partners, representatives and delegations, representatives of the civil society organizations and private sector, Prime Minister of Tonga, the Honourable Huagawa Miliku, Minister of Trade and Economic Development, the Honourable Dr. William Latu, and Ministers of Cabinet, Māloi Lele, and warm Pacific greetings, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to stand before you today to launch the Pacific Islands Forum Regional Kava Development Strategy, a document that not only charts a path for the sustainable growth of our kava industry, but also honors the deep cultural roots that kava holds across the Pacific. Today, we celebrate not just the economic potential of kava, but its profound significance in binding our communities together, preserving our culture, and strengthening our shared identity. Kava or Piper methysticum is more than just a plant. It is the lifeblood of many Pacific Island cultures, a symbol of unity, peace, heritage, and tradition. This plant has been cultivated and revered for millennia, used in ceremonies that mark the most important moments in our lives: births, marriages, graduations, and forging of alliances. It is a drink that brings people together, a natural elixir that fosters dialogue and understanding, embodying the essence of what we call our Pacific Way. In the Kingdom of Tonga, kava is much more than just a beverage. Our various kava ceremonies are an integral part of Tongan culture, where it is used to honor guests, settle disputes, and mark significant occasions. It is a practice steeped in respect, where the preparation, serving, and drinking of kava follow time-honored protocols passed down through generations. The roots of kava run deep in the soil of the Kingdom of Tonga, just as its cultural significance runs deep in the hearts of our people. Since time immemorial, the kava plant first grew from the grave of a young woman named Kava, who was sacrificed by her parents in an earth oven during a time of great famine out of loyalty for their king. The couple, Fevanga and Fefafa, made the presentation to their king as an emblem of their sacrifice of devotion and loyalty of duty. The love this couple had for their king was not only due to respect, but out of their king's appreciation, he left the island of Eweki before the earth oven could be uncovered. Hence, the drink made from the root of the kava became the ceremonial drink of Tonga. Thus, sacrifice is meaningful when it is first bitter before it becomes sweet. Kava symbolizes Tongan values, the land, the people, our customs, and culture. The royal kava ceremony depicts social order, status of the clans, and reaffirming attitudes and the people's loyalty to each other and the king. As Her late Majesty Queen Salatetupo III once said, Tonga's history is written in its kava ceremony. From this act of sacrifice, kava became a symbol of peace and prosperity, a gift from the divine that continues to bless our land and our people. As we launch this regional kava development strategy, we are not just talking about economic opportunities. We are committing to safeguarding the cultural heritage that kava represents. This strategy is a testament to our collective will to preserve our traditions while adapting to the demands of a changing world. It recognizes that the true value of kava lies not only in its market potential, but also in its role as a cornerstone of our cultural identity. However, as we work to develop our kava industry, we must also confront the serious issue of cultural misappropriation that threatens the very heritage we seek to protect. In recent years, we have seen a growing number of foreign-based companies and individuals attempting to commercialize kava without proper acknowledgement or respect for its cultural origins. These efforts to profit from kava often strip away the sacred and communal aspects that are central to its use in the Pacific Island cultures, reducing it to a mere commodity. This kind of cultural misappropriation for economic gain is not just a threat to the economic integrity of our kava industry. It is a threat to our cultural heritage. When kava is commercialized without regard for its cultural significance, it risks losing the very essence that makes it unique and valuable to our people. The rituals, stories, and values that surround kava are integral to its identity. To separate kava from these cultural contexts is to diminish its meaning and value. A key component of this strategy is our collaboration with the World Intellectual Property Organization on applying for geographical indications for kava. This is a pivotal step in safeguarding the cultural and economic value of this unique Pacific product. Geographical indications will ensure that kava produced in the Pacific Islands is recognized and protected globally for its distinct quality and origin, preventing misuse and misrepresentation by external entities. This effort aligns with the Regional Kava Development Strategy's goal to protect and promote kava as an integral part of our cultural heritage while also enhancing its market value. Securing geographical indications status for kava will empower Pacific producers, ensuring that the benefits of kava's growing global demand remain within the communities that have cultivated and cherished this plant for centuries. This brings us to an important aspect of this strategy, the nexus between culture and new developments, such as kava extracts. The evolution of the kava industry with products like extracts gaining popularity underscores the need to preserve traditional practices while embracing innovation. By shedding light on these developments, we can promote a balanced approach that honors the rich heritage of kava while exploring its potential in new markets. This ensures that innovation enhances rather than diminishes the cultural significance of kava for future generations. Our regional kava development strategy is built on the principles of sustainability, inclusivity, and respect for tradition. It seeks to standardize quality across the region, ensuring that our kava products meet the highest international standards while also promoting sustainable farming practices that protect our natural resources for future generations. It aims to enhance market access, opening new avenues for our farmers and producers, and fostering regional collaboration so that we can share knowledge, resources, and best practices. One of the most beautiful expressions of our culture is the traditional Tongan dance known as the Milolua Lakalaka. This dance was composed by Her late Majesty, Queen Salatipo III, in 1945 for the village of Kolovai, which will be performed for us later on. The Milolua is a powerful symbol of our heritage, representing the balance between strength and grace, a reflection of the values that are central to Tongan society. Milolua, with its intricate movements, is more than just a performance. It is a storytelling medium, conveying the history, emotions, and spirituality of our people. In the Milolua, every gesture has a meaning. Every moment is a dialogue with the audience, much like how kava is a medium of communication in our cultural practices. The dance is typically performed during important occasions such as the king's birthday. Kava ceremonies is more than just a ceremony. It is a way of life, a practice that teaches us about respect, community, and the importance of maintaining our traditions in the face of change. As we move forward with this strategy, let us carry with us the lessons of our ancestors and the wisdom of our traditions. Let us ensure that the growth of the kava industry benefits all Pacific peoples, not just economically, but culturally, socially, and spiritually. And let us work together to build a future where the rich heritage of kava, symbolized in the graceful movements of the Milolua dance, continues to thrive for the benefit of our communities and the prosperity of our region. With those few thoughts, it gives me great honor to hereby officially launch the Pacific Regional Kava Development Strategy, or FAD.
The keynote address there from Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika, Lātūfuipeka.
Thank you.
Tuku'aho. who's also
Thank you once again.
guest of honor of this evening launching event.
Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika Tuku'aho. Thank you very much for providing us with inspiration and vision. Thank you very much for aligning an issue that is so important to us and aligning Kava with our culture and our identity and the sacredness of Kava. Thank you very much for those opening, for launching the strategy. You've just provided cornerstones and vision of what is a strategy that is anchored in the key principles of our culture, our heritage, and our tradition. Please, let's put our hands together once again for an excellent and envisioning launch and intervention, please. Right now, what we'll do is that we will shift in order to enjoy what was presented by Her Royal Highness, the Milolua dance. In order to do that, we will invite Her Excellency, Her Royal Highness, together with His Excellency, to move towards this side so that we can prepare the stage. But when that is done, I'll ask the band if the band can play us a song whilst we make our way to the other side. Thank you. Please.
I he polokalama I lorotongani, hoko tulewa ki he lakalaka ai koe Milolua ni koe whaiva ni ai kulupo mei kanokupolu ia. Ia koe hoko atu ia I he owa ko ia o e whiawhini. Ia koe whare ari mo e whaiva koe ni mei he kulupo whaiva mei he kano o upolu ia mei mui whanua. Tēnā whahoko ai lalaka ko ia koe Milolua ia. Lolotonga ko ia koe kauta mea unau toe o mai ki whasi. Lolotonga tau taritari koe ni ki hono whanofo ai kau whaiva I he whiawhini ia. Next up in the program, it's the cultural performance, a cultural performance from the traditional dance of Milolua by a performing dance troupe from the village of Kanokupolu in the western end of Tonga. This is one of a well-known and very popular lakalaka, well-known throughout in all of Tonga. This lakalaka, which is this performing dance group from Kanokupolu, is about to perform for us this evening. In the meantime, a music and songs played by our acoustic string band here, while we are still awaiting the performers to enter the front of the convention room here in the center and perform the lakalaka for us this evening. Koe kau whaiva ko nau lava mai ki tā mua koe ni o e loki konferenisi o e senta whakakonvesi o koe ni o whaone lua ia, ai koe Milolua ia, ai ko nau teunga hina, ai tatau pea whiwhini mo tangata, sote hina mo tupen uri uri, tāwala lo keha, koe si, pepe foki ki he vesa. Maire mo orive mo kahoa. Ai koe kau whaiva ko nau mau nau tolu ia ki he tāmu a koe ni o e ni pea koe kau langi tu are vai ni nau kei mei kakato mai ki mui ki he no hua mai koe ia o e hiva mo e lakalaka o e whiawhini ia. Ai ka hiri whukieni whakatatau ki he polo kalamai hauka turewa ki he panel discussions pe koe are rea pe koe tala noa koe ni. I ka veinga mahu inga koe ni ai hala whanonga ki hono whakalakalaka o Kava I Tonga pe mai kotoa pe o Pasifiki hifoaki o hala whanonga ki hono whakalakalaka o Kava mo ngai whainga maarie e o mai e Kava ma Tonga mo ngai whanua ko ia o Pasifiki ai ko launching of the Regional Kava Development Strategy Wanoa wafa ai ko tau mo fokia na kaveinga fisi mo ai o wa mo polo kala ko ia o fia fini agi ko mau maria mai ai faiva na mana ke kamata Mari No. Katoa. Imagalo. Awe. Po. Mari.
Please put your hands together for the Moimoi dance group. What you have witnessed is an excellent performance, a unique performance that is recognized globally as a cultural heritage. I'd like to, at this point, invite our panelists that will have a short panel discussion to explain a little bit about the strategy that we have, the strategy that aims to standardize quality, enhance market access, promote sustainable practices, and strengthen regional collaboration. At this point in time, if I could invite some of the workers to bring the chairs in. If we can have 4 chairs, please, for the front row. And at this time, if we could invite Mr. Timothy Tumukon, Director General of the Ministry of Agriculture for Vanuatu, co-chair of the Forum Kava Working Group, Mr. Bilak Enape Waizepa from the Papua New Guinea private sector, Dr. William Manu, CEO of the Ministry for Agriculture and Fisheries, Forest and Fisheries, Mr. Toi Moana, who is our private sector representative. If they could please come and take their seats in the front, and we will have just a short discussion about this strategy.
As already indicated by the Master of Ceremony for this evening, we will now move on to the panel discussions. Insights from Kava producing countries, integration of traditional knowledge with modern strategies for enhancing market access and opportunities for product diversification, innovations in Kava production and marketing. After that beautiful performance of the Milolua Lakalaka from the performers from Kanoku Polu. Hange pe koia ko whamaalala mo whamahino mai e whakatau kei koia o e whia whini. Hau atu lewa e taimini ki he talatala noa mo i ale rea. Panel discussions i he ngahi whakakaukau mo e ngahi whepopowaki ki hono whakalakalaka i koia o e Kava i ngahi whanua e Pasifiki pe kawa te peki ai mo Tonga.
And invite the co-chair of the Kava Working Group, Director General Timothy Tumukon from Vanuatu, just to share with us briefly the elements and the main points of our strategy. Thank you.
Ai ako kina tolu foki o kawa to ki he arerea mo talana noa koe ni. Me he ngai Putungao e koe ki he ngoue ngai whanua e Pasifiki. Whawhawhanga e ta Tonga ni he tare kita koe e Putungao e ngoue. Mo e tautai. Me tonga ni me wa o kau tokata Viriami Manu. Representing Tonga in this panel discussion is Dr. Viriami Manu, the CEO of the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food and Forestry.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, Your Royal Highness, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege to be part of this discussion. In terms of the Kava strategy, it was developed basically to bring the Pacific into a bowl of Kava, into one unit that can speak together for the voice of Kava, as eloquently elaborated by Her Royal Highness this afternoon. It was also developed to bring the region into having one voice, to ensure that when we are talking about Kava in our region, we are talking with one voice, and making sure that we have a pathway to develop the product as a commercial product, and at the same time continuing to acknowledge its significant traditional roots in the countries that are planting it, and also the countries that are consuming it within our region, and of course outside our region. Having said that, the regional Kava strategy also has an implementation plan. It sets out the different activities that need to be undertaken from 2014 or 2024 to the year when it basically comes into fruition, to ensure that we achieve its mandate as a product that is traded both in the region and of course outside of the region. It has also met a lot of barriers in terms of its quality issues that the countries are facing. And in the strategy itself, it outlines a lot of activities that need to be done by the producing countries to ensure that these are addressed both at the farmer level, at the processors level, and of course at the market end when it is presented to the consumers. Kava itself has become a very, very important crop for other countries who are also jumping on the bandwagon to become part of the business of Kava. And we have seen recently the growth of the industry, not only in the beverage sector, but of course also in other sectors of the Kava trade, other products. The Kava pharmaceutical companies are using the product in the various forms, but at the same time continuing to claim the products that they are producing and still using the word Kava. This is another aspect of the trade that we need to have a look at and address, especially protecting the integrity of Kava as a traditional crop, and at the same time as a traded commodity. I thank you, moderator.
Thank you very much. And if I may invite Mr. Bilaki Enape, Wazepa. Mr. Wazepa, you I guess Papua New Guinea is the newest country to come into the market for Kava. What's your perspective on the market potential and the interest from Papua New Guinea to engage and to market Kava from Papua New Guinea as the newest member?
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Papua New Guinea is, we're not really familiar with Kava, but there is a province in PNG where they have that cultural practice where they do. So some years back, we realized that Kava is also a cash crop, but it's also in one of the provinces called Medang. And I married to Fiji, where I'm used to Kava, get to know Kava, what Kava is in Fiji and their significance and all these things about Kava. So going back home, I realized that the noble Kava that is used in Fiji is also in Medang. So back then we did a couple of awareness, a bit of training, and then we start to promote Kava in PNG. And then we telling the locals that, look, you can use this as your traditional whatever there, but it is also a commercial crop where you can also plant at home and then sell it and get money. So we started some 3-4 years back, and then we slowly coming into the picture. I understand like Vanuatu, Fiji, Tonga, it's a culturally it's very significant, and also people also using it for commercial purposes. And I'm really happy from Papua New Guinea that we just coming into the picture. Strategy like this will really help us in terms of training to make our Kava, PNG Kava, come in and fit in nicely with the other Pacific countries, so we can all work together in one and promote the Kava industry in the Pacific region. So I normally buy the local Kavas from the farmers, and then a lot I export to Fiji and Australia. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the Kava family, as we would say, eh? And we do hope that you have all the success in developing that crop. We're mindful of the cultural heritage, and I'm sure that in the province of Medang there are cultural references to Kava, which I'm sure we can identify. If I may turn my focus and our attention now to Toi Moana. Toi Moana is a long-time Kava exporter and deals with Kava here in Tonga from the kingdom. Toi Moana, how can regional bodies like SPC and the forum, how can our regional bodies support small, local Kava businesses and compete at the international level, which you do? Toi Moana.
Malo, Fadulawatu. I'm here to represent the Kava sector here in Tonga. And I'm glad that this time our voice need to be heard. Since 1989, we have started this exporting of Kava overseas. But during the 90s, we have exported Kava to Europe, mainly to the pharmaceutical companies. But so far as the question, how did the forum and other SPC and those people from Fiji supporting us, the exporter in Tonga? Yes, they did a very good job, since I am sure you were aware that during the 90s, the Kava banned from Europe, banned the Kava exporting to the pharmaceutical companies. And the forum did very good job, and also, the Commonwealth and also the EU, they did supporting us. Especially we did form up an umbrella organization. We call it the Pacific Kava Council. They have supported our efforts, and then that battle has been overcome, and the Kava has been lifted in 2013. Right now, but there is still a long way to go. There is still things to do, but I'm glad to answer your question. Yes, they did. They did help us, trying to export our Kava. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moimoi, and we do acknowledge that you've been a long time in the business and have forged pathways into a market that is quite difficult to access. That is the European market in years gone by. Last but not least, to our CEO for Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Manu, Dr. William Manu. Doctor, what's your perspective from the ministry in as far as culture and the Kava sector is concerned, and how do we merge those two elements together, of which, as we've seen today, they both represent an important facet of the Tongan community and an important part of our culture. Dr. Manu.
Malo, faturo tu taik pitseska tu bage fatari fewi. Tonga has been exporting Kava to the informal markets, mostly to the Tongan population in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. And to date, more than at least 65% of the export is still to that market, the informal market. In the early 2000s, all the Pacific proposed a Kava standard to the WHO FAO Codex Alimentarius Commission food standards. It proposed Kava as a novel food, and it was accepted as the standard was accepted, but only for this region, North America, Canada, and the South New Zealand, Australia, and the Pacific Islands. The standard defines the varieties in each island, in Vanuatu, in Solomons, in Fiji, and also Tonga. It also defines the products that is going to be prepared for any commercial and the way it's being prepared for its commercial market. So I think about 12 years ago, there was a change in the market, and Australia has decided to open up its commercial market in 2021. So that's only about 3 years ago. And what it defines that a business in a licensed business in Australia will apply for a permit, and then the Tongan company partner will export under that. And Australia would accepted it as a commercial food product using that Codex food standard, and also the Australia and New Zealand also had a Kava standard designed under that international, not the regional Codex standard. So we have a new market, a formal market, which defines the way it's going to be processed, the way it's going to be produced from the field, processed into commercial products, and all the labeling, the hygiene, compliances has to be complied. And to date, I think Tonga has the highest export volume relative to our neighboring countries. But the strange thing is, Fiji and Vanuatu, most of their export to Australia goes directly to supermarkets. And most of the volume that Tonga export still goes to the Tongan community market in Australia. So, Your Excellency, we're still using our diaspora community in Australia for this market. So we welcome this strategy, hoping that somehow our processed products will be elevated up to the level of Fiji and Vanuatu, so that it will be complied with or attracted the supermarket markets in Australia. As I said, what we did with the Ministry of Trade, we just ensured that it will be accepted across the border, at the wharf or at the airport. And after that, since it doesn't go to the formal supermarkets in Australia, it just goes straight to the Tongan community market in Australia. So, Your Excellency, Your Highness, the market for Tongan kava still goes to the Tongan community overseas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Manu. And it is, whilst we do export the highest volume, we still focus on a restricted market, which is our Tongan diaspora. And the hope is that we do expand our market. I think it's only just, Your Royal Highness, that we do acknowledge the presence of the other co-chair of the working group, which is Fiji. And I acknowledge the presence of the Minister, Minister Ntitoka, who is here with us. And just like to turn our attention to him if there's any words of wisdom from Fiji with regards to the prospects for Kava and the future markets. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. Your Royal Highness and our esteemed panel, I think I'm the last person to ask about these things. My portfolio deals with disaster and maritime development as well. But part of my work also deals with rural development, and we do visit our rural areas, and one of the things that we try to do is help liven up the rural economy, and part of it is kava cultivation. One thing of interest is that has been part of our discussion in Fiji is how the lifting of the scientific ban in Europe can be progressed, and which is why we'll this kava development strategy certainly will be pushing in the right direction as far as Fiji is concerned, and which is what Fiji will be putting his shoulder behind, and I believe that's something that our Minister of Agriculture and the concerned persons will be working towards.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honourable Minister. It is indeed an opportunity for us to expand the market, but also grow the Kava family. And in here, I acknowledge the presence of members of the diplomatic corps, the ambassadors from Uganda, and from our sisters and brothers across the African continent, as well as the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Madam, welcome. I think we have taken the time to demonstrate the importance of Kava and its links to culture. We've taken the time to listen and to think together about the strategy that we have and the opportunity therein for new members of the Kava family, Papua New Guinea in particular, to come into the Kava sector with a forged path and a good pathway forward that would allow reading. So thank you very much, panelists. The panel discussions today, as we saw, showcase the importance of having a united approach and working together as a region in the Kava sector rather than working alone from our various countries. Before I call on the Honourable Minister for Agriculture to provide his closing remarks, let me once again take the opportunity to acknowledge the presence of our chief guest, Her Royal Highness Angelika, Princess Angelika, Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho, who has graced us this evening and launched our strategy. And so, please let us welcome Lord Fohe, our Minister for Agriculture, to share with us your closing remarks.
Ko e re whakamalo o e whiawhini, e miri sa patunga ngau Lord Fohe. Closing remarks from the Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable Lord Fohe.
Your Royal Highness, Princess Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of this remarkable event, I stand before you filled with deep sense of pride and optimism for the future of our beloved Pacific region. Today we have not just launched a strategy, we have ignited a new chapter in the journey of Kava, a plant that is much more than an economic commodity. It is the essence of our culture, heritage, and shared identity. The Pacific Regional Kava Development Strategy represents our collective vision and commitment to sustainable development of the kava industry across our island. We have acknowledged both the challenges and the opportunities that lie before us, and together we have set a course that honors our traditions while embracing innovation and global market potentials. Today's discussion, led by esteemed experts and representatives from our kava producing nations, have deepened our understanding of the strategic pathways that will guide us in the years to come. We have had inspiring insights of the integrating traditional knowledge with modern practices, enhancing market access, and innovating in kava production and marketing. These discussions will serve as the foundation for successful implementation of this strategy, ensuring that the benefits of kava development are shared by all. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho for gracing this occasion with her presence and for her unwavering support of our regional efforts. Your Royal Highness, your leadership continues to inspire us all. I also wish to acknowledge the dedication of the Pacific Islands Forum and government, farmers, industry experts, and all stakeholders who have contributed to the development of this strategy. Your cooperation and commitment are the true strength of our regional unity. As we move forward, let us remain united in our efforts to ensure that kava remains a symbol of our resilience and culture pride. Let us work together to realize that the full potential of Kava, not just as an economic driver, but as a means of promoting sustainable development, enhancing the well-being of our communities, and preserving the rich heritage of our Pacific Islands. In closing, I acknowledge each of you to continue the talanoa started here today. Let us take the insight and knowledge gained and apply them within our respective spheres of influence. Together, we can achieve the vision set forth in the Pacific Regional Kava Development Strategy and create a brighter, more prosperous future for our region. Maloa pita.
Thank you very much, Lord Fohe, for those closing remarks and the words of wisdom and sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have started on time and we've ended on time. And so we take the opportunity to thank you all once again for coming and partaking in this important event in terms of the launching of the strategy. For some of you, I know that you all have other commitments, but for many of us who will remain, there is Kava that is being shared, and there is Kava that is being mixed outside, and the band all the way from Navutoka will come and play us a few more sounds. There is also some refreshments on the other side of the convention center, and so the opportunity here is given to partake and also share in this drink that we call Kava, and also share in terms of the strategy that is being launched today. Once again, for those who are interested in the strategy and some light reading this evening before you do go to bed, the QR code is here for the Kava strategy. At this point in time, may I invite our man of the cloth, Reverend Motekiai Taufa, also known as Latu, to come and close us with a word of prayer.
Let us pray. May Christ, holy, healing, enabling Spirit be with you every step of the way, and be your guide as your road to change and turns. And the blessing of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be with you and remain with you, now and forever. Amen.
And that wraps up our live broadcasting for this evening. Just another few words here from the Master of Ceremony. Yes, indeed, and that wraps up our live broadcasting for this evening with Tonga's national broadcaster, Radio Tonga 1 and Radio Tonga 2, Cool 90 FM, and also on live stream with Tonga Broadcasting live streaming right now. The guest of honor, Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika, Lātūfuipeka, Tuku'aho, and other leaders are taking their leave now from the conference room of the Milolua Convention Center, bidding farewell to the organizers and also the Master of Ceremony for this evening. Mr. Wheloa Kitau Devi, and ministers of His Majesty's government, and also representatives and delegates from our neighboring islands here in the Pacific, which they and other members of the entourage who are currently here in Nuku'alofa for the 53rd Pacific Island Leaders Meeting. Anyway, I'll go through the program for the one last time. The opening prayer was conducted by Reverend Motekiai Taufa. The welcoming remarks, the Honourable Minister of the Ministry of Trade and Economic Development, Honourable Toketa Viriami Waske Latu, the opening remarks from the Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum and former President of Nauru, Mr. Baron Wanga, the keynote address from Her Royal Highness Princess Angelika Lātūfuipeka Tuku'aho, who's also the guest of honor of this evening launching event. Cultural performance, traditional dance of Milolua from Kolovai. The panel discussions on the insights from Kava producing countries, integration of traditional knowledge with modern strategies for enhancing market access and opportunities for product and market access. And the closing remarks, and now the refreshments. Ko ni lava ka kato fokia o e whamafolanga tonu o e whiawhini me senta whakonvesio o whaonelua me Nuku'alofa o e polokalama ko ia ki hono hifoa ki halafononga ki hono whakalakalaka i ko ia Kava he Pasifiki pea motonga he whiawhini pule lulu a hau fulumawalo ko ni o a kosi ua noa ua wha whatawanga na e au tono atu ia ki a ki motolo ngotoha o Tonga mo ki motolo me he ope tau kau whataha i he e whiawhini. E tatau atua i hea e whatongia. Tau whokia hea ki Station 837 ki e toinga tau ngahi polokalama o ko kei talitari mai mi ai ki he e whiawhini. Whawhawhanga ea te kau whatongia e whiawhini ko Tuku'aho te mohenga, Moala e Lone, Samson Lama, Kervin Lea, ko e pure e Vaa Teknikare, Solomon e Whinau, mo moana lautaha mori ko au ilai sahelu ka mo mea tua whatu.